My name is Melanie Ibarra. I'm 17 years old and I was diagnosed with major depression and social anxiety when I was in freshman, so I was about 14, 15, around there.
Noah Hakel. I'm age 17 and I was diagnosed with depression a few months.
I'm 17 and I was diagnosed in 8th grade.
Katie, and I'm 16 years old, and I was diagnosed with depression when I was 13 or 14.
Hi, my name is Brooklyn Hanneman. I'm 18, and I was first diagnosed with anxiety in 6th grade and then diagnosed with manic depression in 7th grade.
So I noticed I was starting to get sad like 8th grade year, and for about a year I kind of just dealt with it on my own. And then I think it was freshman year when I finally decided to tell my mom. And then from that, I went to therapy and saw a psychiatrist.
In 8th grade, when I had to make an effort to get out of bed and I didn't want to go to school, I didn't even want to play hockey, I knew that there was something wrong.
I knew that I needed help when I started distancing myself from my friends and family and then started to self-harm myself.
I knew when I needed help, I'd say like halfway through freshman year.
I first noticed that I needed help when I started not eating and self-harming myself because of how depressed I was.
So I started therapy and I would go to that. When I first talked to my mom, I started going that 3 times a week about, and then I did that for about a month, and then after that I started going like once a month, and I still do that. I still go to therapy once a month, and I'm also on a depression medicine, and I just recently had to get that higher because gotta balance those hormones. And yeah, and I also am prescribed an anxiety medication for when I have panic attacks, and it's basically just like a sedative, so it kind of just calms you down.
I take medication for depression and I have tried therapy, but I personally do not like it. But therapy has helped many and I suggest it
I
highly.
started doing hypnosis therapy and then my parents got me onto meds and then I've been starting to do more
So
therapy.
I'm currently in weekly therapy, and then once a month I see a psychiatrist, and then I take meds daily.
The first treatment that I received was in 6th grade, and I started doing therapy before I was prescribed Zoloft in 7th grade, which I still am currently on, just more of a higher dosage. And then around last school year, I had to do online school because I was developing an eating disorder, and I got help with the Emily program for a little while, and then just started getting help from family members, just helping me learn how to love my body.
I definitely recommend reaching out because that is definitely when I saw the biggest change in my life, is when I reached out and I told my mom and I talked to people who I was close with about it. It really, instead of just bottling up your emotions, it really helps to just talk about it, because I noticed when I was not talking about how I was feeling, that's when I felt the saddest. So definitely reaching out and going to a doctor, going to therapy, I definitely recommend, because that's really what helped and what's helping me still. So
It really helps to know someone's out there ready to help you, and medication does help a lot. So if you do need help, I really recommend you going to the doctor and talking to them.
I was always scared to tell other people about my depression, but it helps telling others and getting help. It really does help in the long run.
It's awful. It just sucks, and once you reach out for help, it's a lot easier to just cope with it all.
I believe that you need to reach out to others for help, because sometimes you don't really know what kind of help you need until you reach out to a doctor or something. And personally, I feel like it was super important that I reached out to others because it potentially could have saved my life.